Last March, heavy snow blanketed the north of the UK. It was my day off, and the morning was eerily quiet and cold. Around 8:30 a.m., I remembered I needed to grab some groceries from a nearby shop. Looking outside, I saw the world covered in thick layers of ice and snow. My car hadn't been used all day, and the windshield was completely frozen. Instead of clearing it all, I scraped off just enough to see through and drove off. A quick errand turned into a nightmare. At the store, I spent longer than planned, picking up more than just a fizzy drink. The shop assistant, usually helpful, was busy closing up. So I decided to unlock my car remotely while still inside the store, my first mistake. As soon as I clicked the key fob, my car's interior lights flared up, illuminating the dark parking lot. At first, I welcomed the extra light, since there were no street lamps. But as I walked to my car, I noticed two men sprinting across the crossroads toward the store. I brushed off any concern. I loaded my bags into the passenger seat, when, out of the corner of my eye, a figure rushed past me. I assumed he was just another customer escaping the cold, but when I shut the door and reached for the ignition, a loud knock froze me in place. A middle-aged man stood at my passenger window, grinning a wide, unsettling smile. His eyes locked onto mine, unblinking. Then he started laughing. He grabbed the handle and yanked repeatedly, as if testing whether the door would miraculously open. My breath hitched. I threw the car into reverse, but before I could move, my parking sensors beeped violently. Someone was behind me. My heart pounded. Trapped. The second man stood right at my rear bumper, blocking my escape. My hands trembled as I realized the only way out was to drive backward. But could I risk it? The first man pounded the window harder, his smile fading into rage. The glass rattled. Then a loud crack. He had kicked off my side mirror. That was it. I slammed the gear shift into reverse and floored it. The man behind me barely leaped out of the way. As I turned, the second man ran in front of my car, daring me to stop. I didn't. I accelerated, forcing him to jump aside at the last second. Speeding away, my only thought was getting home safely. Once there, I parked a few streets away, just in case they had followed me. When I stepped out to assess the damage, I discovered something far worse than a missing side mirror. My front tire had been slashed. They weren't trying to steal my car. They had been after me. Now I'm hypervigilant. I never unlock my car until I'm right next to it. I change the settings so only the driver's door opens. I check my surroundings before getting in, and I never sit idly in my car after parking. Most importantly, I never visit that shop after dark. Ever. Back in 2013, my brother and I lived in the remote northwest Highlands of Scotland, working at a salmon farm. Winters that were brutal, long, dark nights, freezing storms, and eerie isolation. My brother rented an old 6-bedroom house near a bend in the road, surrounded by trees. It had an unsettling presence. One night, as he watched TV alone, the handle of the unused back door rattled violently. The door itself never moved, only the handle. From his chair, he had a clear view outside. No one was there. The next evening, while I worked out in our makeshift gym downstairs, I heard it slow, deliberate footsteps above me, or something heavy being dragged. The ruin of an 18th century building loomed just beyond the trees near his house, a black silhouette against the sky. Whenever I walked past with our dog, it would growl, hackles raised, eyes fixed on the abandoned structure. Whatever lingers there, it isn't friendly. The gas station haunting. I used to work at a 24-hour petrol station in Barham, Australia, a town known for eerie stories, especially near the Murray River. My co-worker warned me, if you see shadows on security cameras, ignore them. One night, around 2 a.m., the lights flickered. The radio cut to static. Then on the cameras, a shadowy figure paced just outside the glow of the petrol pumps. A customer, filling his tank. Later walked in, pale-faced. I saw something weird, but when my headlights hit it, it disappeared. I lasted 4 shifts before quitting. Months later, I ran into my old co-worker at a bonfire. He confessed. After you left, it got worse. One night, it started calling my name, and it sounded like my dead grandmother. To this day, I don't know what lurks in Barham, but whatever it is, it knows when you notice it.